Today we got a very special guest. We want to share how you can go from, being in a small town, not letting that stop you from living your ultimate dream life, having all the things that you want come to pass right now.
Hello, everyone.
So this is one of my best business partners, and like a lot of you all know who has taken any of my courses or sitting in on some of the weekly coaching calls, and my best business partner is also my mom. Take a sec just to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Molly Phelps Belcher, of course, Sawan's mom, and not only am I his business partner in real estate, but we also, I also work a corporate job as well. So a very busy person behind the scene and in front of the lights.
Heck yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize that because I'm full time and you're still working. Which is a sense of comfort. It's actually a sense of comfort on some form of levels. Because I like being able to.
For him.
Yeah. And it's something we're working through. I think I know exactly what the plan is though. Because last year when you came up with the idea for property management, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the go-to. Actually, I was talking to Jacob Mullins about it as well, and he kind of feels the same way. Because at some point when you get so many, it makes sense to bring it in-house. Because it's like a full-time salary plus.
Absolutely.
Because even right now, even right now, it's solid for the property managers is a full-time salary. So.
Okay, guys, you heard that here, hot off the press.
Yeah, we're putting that into plans. I personally feel comfortable at 100 doors, doing the numbers at 100 doors. For her to have all the things that she wants. I think that's awesome. But today I wanted to, in this video, we're going to do a little series, 4 different videos with my mom, sharing, just sharing a little bit more about her so you guys can get a little bit more intimate about what goes on behind the scenes and how she thinks. And also just so you guys can see the team. I'm going to be doing a couple more of these with Miss Elrita, our cleaner, then also my wife as well. And we'll bring in some of the property managers and things like that. But in this one, I wanted to highlight, you were really, when I mentioned the Franklin Street house, you were all in. Okay, by the way, because I expected you to say no. I really did. I expected you to say no because.
And I didn't say yes right away.
But you didn't say no though, so
right.
I knew you were gonna say yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to explain, just like where you come from, what you did before, we actually got into this, and just kind of like the beliefs, because. So just share a little bit just about where you're from and how you were raised and the beliefs that come through that.
Yes. So as Sawan mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am from a small city, North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina, right. Which is Cresswell. And my family actually grew up in a small town, Pea Ridge, which is, just miles down from Cresswell.
Right.
So growing up in the small city, we didn't see, there were families that were really doing well. They weren't, at our next door or anything, but there were families. However, we grew up thinking, get your high school education at least. College wasn't a major priority. Get your high school and go to work. And then you live comfortable with whatever you're doing at a high school salary, high school education, the salary that comes with that. So
did you guys ever talk about salaries? Just 18 and younger, hey, this is how much you should make?
No, as a family, no. As a community, no. Like now you get to go to different community events that will share
Yeah.
different things on financial literacy.
Yeah.
Like we didn't hear any of that growing up.
For sure.
And I'm a 70s baby, so of course, there weren't a lot of things discussed
About pay. Yeah.
about pay.
Yeah, and I think I remember that a little bit, when I started getting into actual like jobs in high school. But one thing I remember about you when I was coming up, Dad got paid weekly, and you would tell me how much he got paid weekly. And I said, okay, yeah, if I can get paid what Dad gets paid weekly, I'm gonna be good. And you would say, oh, nah, if you can get paid double what he gets paid weekly, you'll be good. And I was like, well, I'm gonna get paid double, and I remember that specifically.
And that was something that was very important to me, and that's why. And by the way, Mike and I, Sawan's dad and I, we were pregnant early. So we were pregnant as I was coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So I graduated in June, and you were born in September.
In September, yeah.
So I was a young mom, but I knew that, that was a decision that I made, and that was the outcome.
Yeah.
So I was going to do whatever I had to do to make sure that Sawan and our family, lived the best life that we could. So we didn't stay in this small city much longer.
Yeah, Dad moved to Raleigh first.
Right.
Okay. And then we came a couple years later, or a few years later?
It was a few years later.
It was a few years later? Mm-hmm. Yep. And I remember that. That was cool. I felt like we had like arrived when we moved to Raleigh. Like, because our family stopped calling me like a cousin or whatever. They start calling me a city boy. So that was a whole vibe. When we got to Raleigh, did anything change at all, like mindset wise? Was it just like, hey, I'm gonna go, or was it, hey, I got a goal to get to, or was it just like, it's a better life now?
Right, not necessarily mindset. I think that, and I'm gonna pat my own self on the back because I think that I'm just different. And I say that because even before we moved to Raleigh, my jobs were supervisory jobs or management jobs with no education. And that continued even when I got to Raleigh because I didn't at that time have a degree or multiple degrees as I have now. But yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that goes into the mindset, like you were different when I bought up the Franklin Street deal. So I needed $15,000. I don't know why I made the amount so high. That was just a belief thing for me, And
that was early into real estate.
It was. And now looking back on it, Mr. Cox would have agreed to something lower. Mm-hmm. I made it up in my mind that it had to be a higher down payment for him to agree. Because the next deal we ended up doing with him, he agreed to $3,000 down. And so when I brought up the deal for Franklin Street, and I said, hey, Mom, I got this deal. I want to see if you'll do this deal with me. And I said, hey, we need $15,000. Like, what went on through your head? Like, why didn't you say no?
Well, I didn't say yes right away. I mean, I think I've asked questions, and then it went into a second day of asking additional questions, and then probably a third and fourth day of asking more questions just to understand what this looked like. Because again, growing up, we had a house. We didn't have to rent or lease from someone. We did have a house, but we didn't have the opportunity of being landlords.
Yeah.
So I knew nothing about what that looked like.
For sure.
And it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like how could this be so? Someone's going to give us a house and we didn't even have to use our credit to pay for the house. But again, we moved to Raleigh with the intent that we were going to do better for ourselves.
Right.
That we were going to live the best life that we could with what we had.
Oh yeah.
So, so with that being said, I always believed in Sawan. We raised him to be, we lived really well.
Yeah, we did.
As
we
we were
did.
growing up.
For sure.
I believe. And then most of that was at a time where neither Michael or I had a degree, but we lived really well. I know it's favor.
Right.
So that
well, that's
was
for
just
sure.
a favor.
Favor ain't fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Favor is not
yeah,
fair. and
we
that
had
was definitely favor.
I loved the BMW when we got it. I loved being able to go to prom in the Porsche. And then I always thought we had a beautiful, nice house. It was a new construction house when we got it, And I always thought we went to the Virgin. I went on several trips.
Right.
I think I was one of the like kids in our family that always flew on a plane. So yeah.
Even before us, before your parents.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And now. After that first deal, so great, you say, hey, yes, Sawan, I'll give you the $15,000, but it wasn't really like a give, okay? It wasn't really like a give, because I don't think everybody, I think whenever we mention this, I think people think that you just had $15,000 in your back pocket and you gave it to me. And
right.
So just to clarify real quick,
right.
How do we get that $15,000?
Right,
Yeah.
I did not have $15,000 in my pocket at that time. So I had to, use my personal credit.
Yeah.
Thank God for having the knowledge and the ability, and that goes with doing things differently than what I saw growing up.
Right.
So that we can be in a position to do whatever we needed to.
For sure. Now, when you were growing up, credit-wise,
yeah,
we got a loan from Credit One or One, whatever.
Right.
It was some
right.
personal loan, and that was the first time I had really knew that we could even do that. So she had taught me something at that point. Now, what was because you said you did something different than your family when growing up. So, and we're talking about credit. So, was like credit talked about in our family, or was it like did anybody even say, hey, I got a credit score, or was it just like, hey, let me try to go get something, or
No, I think that you can't really teach something unless you experience something.
Yeah.
So meaning, and it doesn't degrade anyone. It just says we didn't have certain education at that time,
right?
But we didn't talk about credit. But I knew of credit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you always had a phenomenal credit score.
Right, I knew of credit, and I knew the importance of credit. So. Heck
yeah. That's one reason why we partner. Now, okay, so we do this first deal, and now we've done, hundreds of deals. Okay, has anything changed about like you saying yes to that first deal that we did, or just like your belief system from when from when we first started?
Absolutely, it's easier to say yeah, and easier to see the big picture now since I understand real estate investing better.
Yeah, nice. That's what.
So yeah, it's very important to understand. For me, it was so important because I'm not one of those people who just give money away freely.
Yeah.
I have to understand the process, know what's going on. So that was important.
And as we wrap this up, I know that I know your mindset has shifted because you have this thing called mindful moments. So in our within our company, we're trying to motivate the team and inspire, or even just inspire you and I, to keep going and to do our business better and to become better people. And so she started putting, my mom started putting all of these quotes in Slack, and so now she has this thing called Mindful Moments. And so could you tell everybody about the book that you have that you're working on? I'll drop the link for everybody to check out as well.
Yes, so Mindful Moments with Molly, basically, and I say birth, it was kind of birthed through me sitting in on your coaching calls and you affirming with the group,
Yeah.
you know, I am,
Yes.
go ahead, what is it?
I am a genius and I use my wisdom daily.
Right, all of
I'm
that,
a money
right?
magnet.
All of that. So basically, what this is just motivating not only myself but others to affirm our worth daily.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
so it's very important to be intentional early so that you can set the stage for your day.
That's what's up. I
So
love that.
there is a book coming.
Yeah.
More about that will be shared soon.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're gonna drop the link below. So we're gonna drop the link below to the book, so that way you guys can help keep yourselves motivated, you know, throughout the day in business. Okay. Now we're gonna do another video. I want you to check this one out, and we're gonna talk about why family businesses don't last. Okay, and we're gonna share some of our stories and some of our tips to help you, you know, not just work with your family, but to be able to make a legacy to create wealth with your family, so that way we can pass it along to, you know, to our kids.